I call this a theory video, but it has so much evidence it's practically canon. The Dark Goat Prince is a very strange fellow. He seems to be kind and fluffy, but there is something more sinister underneath, whether or not of his own volition is up for debate. The first instance that feeds into my Ralsei as omnipresent theory is his introduction. He has a prophecy, and knows Susie, Chris, and Lancer's name seemingly without being told. Some say this is cause the prophecy told him, but the prophecy Ralsei told us also literally neglected to acknowledge the roaring by name, so what makes anyone think it would specifically mention the Delta Warriors' names? And then when Susie escapes the jail cell, Ralsei literally changes the POV over to her, which is something he does in Chapter 2 as well. Ralsei is the only person to mention game mechanics as well, which is also in the manual he gave us, which he also gave to Susie, so we know that she sees the same thing that the player is seeing because it's a copy. Also, Ralsei knows that the classroom exists in the light world, which is very strange because our dear Ralsei cannot go to the light world. Ralsei also hops between dimensions somehow. This shouldn't be possible. The only way for Darkners to go to other dark worlds is if a Lightner specifically brings them, and Ralsei wasn't put into Chris's pocket like Rule and Lancer were. Being present everywhere at once. Omnipresent, being present everywhere at once. That is what Ralsei is. He can see Susie's perspective, and he can see Chris's perspective. In Chapter 2, Ralsei says that the reason that Ralsei didn't show his face is cause he thought it might make Chris's upset. To know this, Ralsei would have to know about Azriel's existence and his significance, which means Ralsei would have to have been around before Azriel left for college. This is likely. Ralsei is a divine force in this theory, and prophecies are usually crafted from divine forces, so he could have very well been the prophet himself, making him pretty old enough to know who Azriel is. I believe that Ralsei can see your perspective. I believe Ralsei was a player of this game. He acts like he's played everything before. He knows what happens and he acts accordingly. In the Snowgrave route in Chapter 2, he acts like something is wrong when Susie goes into Noelle's room and leaves, and acts like nothing happened. Maybe nothing did happen. This is obviously not how this is supposed to go. I think that doing the Snowgrave route removes Ralsei's ability to look into other people's lives, because people's lives are actively being taken away, giving him less window people to look out of. Okay, that's the end of this theory. Thanks for watching. Bye.